evening, November Foxtrot.
Oh, you changed quickly.
I know. Well, to be fair, it was just a hat and a pair of glasses.
Well,
Hi, Harry. Hi, Fresh Meat.
I'm going
to turn my phone off.
I was going to put me. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Kenny. This week we're talking about check up from the neck up. Hi, Warehouse Rat. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to take these off because it's making me very warm already.
I was going to say it's too hot for all that.
Yeah. And it's already marking my forehead. Cool. Is that Fred?
Is that Fred? I don't understand that one. Me?
Don't.
No, that one's gone over my head, Kenny. Sorry, mate.
Paulus Wales says, oh, blimey. Right. Fred from Fred and Perry. Kevin and Perry, not Kevin. Fred and Perry. Hello, business Patterson. Can I have a jam sandwich, please? Is that me testing fogging, Mike? Yes, I will show you what I properly test fogging with in a second. Well, a little while later. Paulus Wales says, Truaro Garnos.
Get on it.
I
think.
Yes. Thanks, Paulus Wales.
Is that
for? I think it's
hello
Welsh.
In Welsh.
Well, it could be anything in Welsh for all we know. I mean,
chicken.
It's Kevin and Perry. Good evening, Pony Tony. Harry Badger, do you have a Scouts woggle on, Mike? No, I don't. This is a BCB neck cooling scarf. There's been some chat about these on the NoFo community chat.
Mike's slimy sausage.
It is a slightly slimy sausage. These basically contain a water-absorbing material that over time slowly dry and release the water, which then through evaporation helps cool your neck down.
And it does as well.
I highly recommend these. They're not very expensive, but it does. Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, make me look like an airline attendant.
Yeah.
So
came in very handy over the weekend, I must admit. And it's even better if you put it in a cool box overnight.
Oh, I didn't consider that one. Yeah,
that works. That works really well because it stops the evaporation.
Yeah.
It means
it means evening players. I like it.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah, we'll have to learn how to say it.
We'll have to.
Well, when I next see you, let me know how to actually pronounce that. Because Anvil Airsoft TV, what's up? Right.
What's up?
How you doing?
So just to let everyone know, Lance is coming, but he's currently setting himself up in the woodlands.
He's going to be our man in the field.
Yeah, because he's. To be fair, I don't think anyone in their right mind would be up in the loft in this weather.
No, well, I'm pretty warm in here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've got a fan literally sitting a metre away from me, and it's not very effective because all I'm doing is just blowing the rest of the air from the room at me. Hi, Steve.
Oh. So you got any pew-pew news?
I do. Hang on. Anvil Airsoft. I've mostly been hiding inside with a damp tea towel on my head today.
Yeah.
What loadout's that for then?
The damp tea towel look.
We're doing a CQB in the middle of a canteen, so I've gone with a damp tea towel loadout. So the only real news I've got, I've not really been buying anything of late, but I did buy, this was free, the Survival Aids catalogue. For 2022, 2023 onwards. You get 5% off with the catalogue, basically. Nice. But it's got loads of interesting stuff in there. The middle spread has a bit on UK Special Forces operator equipment kit loadout.
Nice.
A variety of bits and pieces. This is not me handling a weapon. This is a picture of a weapon on a magazine in case YouTube get funny.
Yeah. It's just a picture.
Yeah. But there's all sorts of bits and pieces. I mean, they've got much greater spread of their stuff that they sell on their website. But I quite like having a physical catalogue because it's a little bit... It harkens back to those days of Argos catalogue. You used to sit there. I mean, I don't know if this transcribes well outside of the UK, but for those UK residents that sort of grew up in the 80s and 90s, you'd have your Argos catalogue and you'd sit there and you'd fold the corners over on things that you wanted to buy, or you'd circle them, and that would be how you put your Christmas list together.
Or the Christmas catalogue.
Yeah.
It used to come through the door. I used to love that. Circle everything, give it to mum and dad. That's what I want for Christmas. Never got any of it.
Yeah. It's nice to dream, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh,
How about
I love this car. Thank you very much.
How about yourself? Anything new and exciting?
Yeah, so played the birthday game at my local Airsoft site, the one that I first started playing on. And now
Feel free to give them a shout out. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's Rift Airsoft. Come along, because I am also a marshal there now.
Ah, cool! Congratulations.
So a little bit of extra pocket money and get to shout at people, which is bonus.
Now, what sort of marshal are you going to be? Are you going to be the ones that are going to be like, "Oh, there's someone over there. You want to go get him?" Or
No.
Like, come on, guys, push up. Or
Yeah.
you're going to be the ones that be like, just get on with it. Enjoy
I'm going to be
your
the ones. I'm going to be the one standing behind them. If they don't push forward, I'm going to light them up with the LMG.
So the Russian commander of Airsoft.
I think they call them. Don't they call them commissars or something?
That's the ones. Yeah. Motivational officers.
Yes. But yeah, and spent lots of money this week for next weekend. So a hammock. Bought myself a nice new hammock.
Cool.
What else have I bought? Oh, loads. A new belt, trousers, top. Pretty much a full loadout for next weekend. So I'm going to be going there untested.
Nice.
Which will be fun.
Cool. It's always good to try kit out on a skirmish day, isn't it? Like it's just.
Well, no, it's not a skirmish day. It's that.
Oh, sorry. This is the private event.
This is the private event.
Right.
The hard slog one. So any rubbing?
That's an excellent time to try and kit out.
It all arrived this morning. I was like, oh, all right, well, fuck it. I'll walk around the house with it on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, there is nothing more as a metaphor for the great outdoors than walking around your own house. But
yeah. I'm pretty sure if I walk through Harlow wearing all the kit, though, it'd be a bit.
Yeah. Turns out this stab vest really works.
Yeah. Oh, so you've been to Harlow?
Fresh Meat said it's this weekend, not next.
What did I say? Next weekend.
Presumably next weekend.
Yeah. Well, you know what I meant. Everyone knows what I meant. It's too hot. Brain's not working.
Hot. Fresh Meat says I'm in my loft getting ready for the weekend.
Well, you're going to losing weight as well, I'm guessing. Just sweating.
No, so it's that level of weekend where if you get captured, you get put in a sweat box. So he's just preparing for that.
Yeah. Poked with sticks.
Yeah. Alien World Airsoft, hello.
Evening.
Hope you're doing well, mate. Ray says, can you remember Index before Argos, or are you too young?
Yes,
So I just did a quick Google, and I do remember Index. It's not quite as vivid a memory, but yeah.
Yeah, Index. Can't beat them.
Anvil says, bit like your mum's clothing catalogue that strangely fell open at the ladies' underwear section every time.
Yeah. Went into school. Look at this page. Yeah, I ripped it out as well.
I can't genuinely say I ever did that. I think the closest I ever came to seeing naked ladies in print was in the forest porn that you find, just random bits of porn that are just floating around a forest.
So that's where all my porn collection went.
Yeah. Again, this is probably maybe a UK thing as opposed to anywhere else, but no, you'd sometimes just be walking around the woods and just find a stash of porn for some reason.
Internet's killed that.
Yeah.
That used to be a lovely pastime.
We miss the old hardcore porn woods industry.
Porn and on cue, Lance turns up in the woods.
You're right.
Porn woods.
I'm just setting the green screen up on the background here. How are we doing?
Yeah, this will be a true test to see how long your internet lasts.
Yeah, well, I must admit, I am quite close to civilization still. I'm not completely off the grid, but there we go.
You should ask the houses over the road if you can pinch their Wi-Fi code.
Well, no, Mike's already doing that, isn't he? I know he's got better Wi-Fi now. So. Oh dear, where's the chat?
Have you got any pew pew news, mate?
Pew pew news, not as such. Pew pew news. I've got science. I did some science, which I thought I'm all set up here. Look, I've got a little bag of goodies. I've got lovely scenery. The dog's gone absolutely berserk at something over there, so I'm just going to leave him to it. I'm not going to get involved. Right, I did science a while ago. We mentioned the Explorer charging bank, which is this. So the Pebble Explorer. Now I've charged this up to full, and I was quite impressed with this. I ran this fan for 2 days off of this power bank.
Cool.
Now I'm just thinking, don't laugh, because I'm thinking very hot events.
No, sorry. The thing I was laughing
at
was Ray says, I'm not a forest ranger or anything, but I'm pretty sure that's not the woods.
Oh, no, hang on. Look, so there's fan running. It's only on 10%. But I thought, oh, it's lovely. Look at that. Got a little fan. Look, Rach, look, I'm not having this. Right, come with me.
There's a tree.
There's a tree. There's one.
How many trees do you have to have a woods?
Yeah, what qualifies as woodland? I'm in the woods. This is the main entrance of the woods. This is quite sparse.
If anyone in the audience wants to let us know what is the difference between a wood and not a wood. No,
this is interactive.
Let's not Google that. Don't Google that.
Podcasting. Podcasterizing. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's good though. Look at that. Look. It gets better. It does get better as you get further in. I shall sit down because I'm starting to feel sick now. It's wobbling about. Ugh.
To be honest, I'm feeling a little bit
woozy. So yeah, that was my bit of science I did, which I'm very impressed with. But no news.
What voltage is that fan then? Or what wattage? Or
Christ, Andy, I don't know. It's nothing. There's no sticker on it. I bought it from the Shell garage for like $4.99. Give me a break.
Oh right. Is it USB?
Yes. Yeah. That's why I thought. Because I thought, I'll give it a go, see how long it lasts. And I was like, Christ, it's literally 2 days off of that. So, and this is a 8,400 milliamp hour power bank, and this one I've got here is a 26,800 milliamp hour. So I could run this fan, I reckon, for a year on this one. So all good. Yeah.
We need a little disclaimer to pop up that say facts may not be accurate at the time of recording.
Yeah. Where's the sound effects that you were promised?
Oh, I couldn't get them quick enough, unfortunately. Whap, 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 whap. Just quickly jumping in the chat, Kieran Thompson says, evening lads, missed anything? Not really,
No,
usual
not really.
banter for the beginning of the episode.
You could join in 45 minutes time, Kieran, and you wouldn't have missed anything really.
I don't know why people keep asking that. Have I missed anything? Yeah,
I can guarantee you've not missed anything.
Nick says, I got a blue cool sports towel like they use for dogs, add water, a bit like the scarf, Mike. Yep, he's highly recommended.
I left my slimy sausage at home in a bowl. Oh man, I packed everything else.
Mine's in the fridge.
Oh, that's a good shout. I just put mine in an empty Tupperware and filled it with water.
Did you know?
But I used it last night. It's really good.
Yeah, it is good. You can microwave them as well. It says.
Well, it's like a warm.
Yeah.
A neck warmer. So it's both.
Yeah.
It does both.
Yeah. So if you.
Yeah, but obviously you use the heat a bit for when it's cold, not.
It says
hot.
you can microwave it for 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, give that a go. I've not tried the microwaving function. I've only
just put How long did you put in the microwave for? Oh, a couple of minutes.
Turns out it's not a cool slimy sausage. It's a very, very hot slimy sausage.
It's like lava.
Slimy sausage.
I'm on my phone, so I can't actually see. I can see comments, but I have to click off the screen. There we go. Oh, I can just see me in the background. Not enough trees.
Do you need to see yourself?
Sod off, you lot of your trees. There is trees here, damn it.
Laughing at hedge porn.
Hedge porn.
Paul Eswire says, I'm filling out an accident form at the moment, being careful not to mention subliminary right porn.
Yeah. What caused the accident? Oh, it's head porn.
Well, hope you're okay, by the way, if you're filling out an accident form.
Yeah.
And if there's someone else that's been injured, I hope they learn from their mistake what they've made.
It could be a training exercise accident form, you never know.
Could be.
Yeah, touch wood, I've never had to fill them. Accident form.
Paul says wood means you can't stand up in tight fitting shorts in public. A lot of people are going with a cops. Not a wood, it's a cops.
This first bit has been coppiced for hazel and stuff, but the wood, Christ's sake, the woods they're there. Oaks, ash, silver birch. There's bloody woods, all right. Just leave me alone. Sod off a lot of you. I'm going to go sit in the woods on my own.
Well, they're my woods.
Cool. Right. Well, should we?
In the cops.
Shall we? We'll jump into the actual episode.
Maybe a cops. I'd also go with cops. This isn't a show about shrubberies and
Lou says you're just in the back garden, really. So.
If I haven't got a back garden, so she's lying. Absolute lies.
Right. So this week's episode is check up from the neck up. Andy, you've obviously written the brief for this one, so do you want to kick us off?
Well, yeah, it was quickly. Yeah, so basically, it's we're going to cover everything from your neck to the very top of your head. So we'll cover
the lofty heights
and things, the lofty heights or the balding heights for some of us.
The arid desert.
Yeah, the arid desert. So I think what we'll start is with neck. Mike, you might as well have a quick chat about your slimy sausage.
Yeah, that's cool. So I brought this is probably more of a show and tell episode, but there's two things I want to mention. So the first one is obviously the BCB neck cooler. I think this was like it's like £1 when I got them. I managed to find them in a deal. I think they were sort of selling them off somewhere. So I ended up buying 30 of them, and I've just been giving them away to people for the last 2 years. But yeah, this is special. It's a really good opportunity if you're hot that you can obviously keep cool with that. I'm not going to keep going on about it. The other thing I want to talk about is the Highlander Snud. So I own a couple of these. This one is in a sort of a buff tan colour. Oh no, sorry, this one's the Coyote one. They do a woodland DPM sort of style of this as well. They are a solid colour all the way through. So a lot of the snuds that you buy are kind of screen printed on the outside, and you get like a white finish on the inside, which means when you kind of roll down, you end up seeing quite a lot of the white. The Highlander ones aren't, but these are really good in the winter. You can obviously run around your neck when you're cold, something you can just pull off quickly. If you want to, you can obviously pull it up over your face if you want to do some super stealthy covert stuff. I find them quite good, to be fair, over the face if you are running around the woods, not necessarily equipped as a ghillie or sort of any sort of concealment, but if you really just want to quickly lose a lot of the kind of the face profile for camouflage. So obviously you can pull that up over, you can just sit in the bush, pull that up over, and you're immediately going to be cutting down sort of your signature in terms of sight. So those are the things really neck-wise. Schmars, whatever we decided to call them in the end, are another good one for that.
Called.
Yeah.
There you go. Lances.
Yes, found it. Actually, I'd lost it for
nicely
a long time.
modelled.
I found it.
Nicely modelled.
Yeah, it is.
You going to tie it properly for us?
Yeah, just keep pulling.
With the jumping, it all of a sudden you've just got it on. Like occasionally the screen will jump and you'll be sitting there and then it'll be on. Like some
toga-in's the best way for me. I think I like a toga. Starts on the neck. Counts. Yeah. Togas count. Schmag.
They're cracking. They cover. We can mention those in every single section other than EyePro, basically.
Yeah, true.
On that one.
I must profess, and I know this probably isn't a surprise to a lot of our regular listeners, but I have a bit of a collection of schmags, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I currently have about 15 of them in different colours and patterns.
I've got 2.
No, they're good in the winter, so I use them as general scarves in the winter as well. Just literally wrap it around your head.
They're proper.
Looks quite smart.
Kit.
Yeah.
Summer, winter, they're great. Good for shade, anything like that. They're a wicked bit of kit. Wash your dirty hands on them. Sweat rag. Obviously a scarf in the winter. Yeah, everyone's got to have one. They're great. I love them. Yeah. They are good.
So something to bear in mind if you do buy one of them is that there's 2 different sort of thicknesses that you can get. So there's like a really thin one that's quite good for summer kind of use because it's a lot lighter. But bear in mind that there are some sort of cheaper versions that tend to kind of fray a little bit, like the stitching and everything. But the way it's woven isn't quite so good. And then you kind of get the thicker, heavier duty ones, which again are better in the winter, which are a little bit more sort of more robust. But you can get them in all sorts of colours and patterns and stuff like that. It's all...
One thing that I've noticed recently is a lot of them are doing that. You know, the hold fabric, like the breathable fabric. A few companies are doing them in that now as well. Not sure how useful that would be, but
That's like a scrim scarf as well, isn't it?
yeah,
I do like a scrim scarf, like the whole netted one. They're good. Something else I've forgotten.
I've got mine. We'll cover that in a sec. Oh, actually, we can cover that now because we could move on upwards after this.
Yeah, I've only got
Slowly rising up the hair.
I haven't got my slimy sausage, so I can't cover that.
No, so this is the Delta Mike FacePro, which is holy as whole. So very breathable. So it still protects your neck, but it's also got a metal shield inside, so it protects your old pearly whites, which moves us nicely onto the face protection, mouth protection.
Is that a Mark 1 or a Mark 2?
This is the Mark 1. I want to get my hands on the Mark 2 because the Mark 2 apparently has more padding, because the padding on this is only literally just wrapped around it, and mine's starting to come through.
Ah, right, yeah.
Which occasionally stabs you in the side of the face, which is rather unpleasant. But
I don't run too much neck stuff apart from a schmag and that you guys have mentioned. I've got a sweat rag, which is just like a British Army issue one. They're always good because that's a really light bit of weight cotton material. Just a little sweat rag or a little neckerchief type thing. Again, just a wiping your eyes and getting that sweat off your brow and stuff. Always good. But yeah, neck sort of stuff.
yeah,
Apart from Mike's slimy sausage, which I've got recently, which I do enjoy wearing. I wore it at work last night, mate. It was banging. My mate's like, "What's that?" I said, "It's a BCB, like neck cooler and warmer." He's like, "Oh, wicked!" So I sent him a link.
I've literally just been calling it Mike's slimy sausage, and everyone's like,
Yeah,
Maybe we should just come out with a brand of it. Just...
Brand, NoFo brand, slimy sausage. Get it around your neck.
Ray says, "Are those face pros no good if you have a beard?"
Don't need one if you've got a beard.
No, they're fine.
I just bite what I do.
Mine's alright.
Yeah.
I've spent too much money on my teeth over the years.
That is genuinely terrifying.
Rage makes a better sound when he puts all his beard in his mouth. His does proper ball gag.
It sounds even better when it's in someone else's as well.
Rage just go, get my beard out of your mouth, please.
Stop.
But it's my face.
Oh, Rage says, I meant they are no good if you have a beard.
Oh, right.
Ah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I haven't got one, mate. I rely on the beard. Heavily rely on the beard for protection. And I don't smile at
Have you ever been shot mouth-wise?
Nah.
I've been very careful with my language here. Have you ever taken it in the mouth, Lance? No, so
sadly, no.
No, see, I've had two instances where a BB has. I've had one where I was like mid talking and it literally came in and smacked me on the middle of my tongue. And I had one that was a ricochet.
You shouldn't be talking when that's going on, Mike. You should be concentrated.
I had another one that came off as a ricochet off a building and caught my tooth at AI 500, and it was that one that I kind of went, "Ooh, I need to think about this a little bit more now."
Well, I've spent a lot of money on my teeth over the years, so I just wear one no matter what. Like, I'd rather have it and never get shot in the mouth than get shot in the mouth and then have to pay more money for dental work on my teeth, because it's like 350 quid now.
You can get Airsoft insurance. I found that the other day, which does cover dental work.
Right.
I don't know the exact ins and outs of it, but if you are sort of interested in that, then that is a thing that you can do.
That might be something that we can look into. Insurance.
So I'm just trying to find a bit of paper so I can make notes. So in terms of other FacePro and stuff like that to protect the old pearly whites, I think, Andy, you run a gum shield before?
I did run a gum shield for a little while. I run a single. I just got a rugby one, a single one for the top, and in my wisdom, I decided to get a double one as well. Oh, hi Lance. That's what happens when you're in the woods.
The cops.
Yeah, the cops. Yeah, so I've run both. They are good. The only thing is when you're trying to communicate through a push to talk or a radio, it comes across. Apparently, you sound like a drunken slob, and no one can understand what you're saying. So I eventually scrapped those and just moved over to the breathable snuds. But yeah, if you can get used to wearing them and you can talk properly with it, they're not a bad idea. They will stop the breaking of a tooth, but if you get hit like full pelt on it, it still might cause damage to the nerves. So that's just
that's interesting.
Something,
yeah,
to bear in mind. But then again,
Pony Tony says, I actually lost half my tooth when I got shot in the mouth. Now it's gum shield or a Delta Mic all the time.
Yeah, he did.
Fair enough.
He came into work and went, oh. I was like, you tit.
Rage says, gum shield for me, and I just cry when I get hit in the lips. But he says, I use an MMA one that you put in warm water, then it shapes your mouth. It's just that you will drop it and it will taste like dirt after. Yeah, fair enough. I bet that's lovely. I mean, the Delta Mic Mark II, so I've bought 2 of those, I believe, now. Maybe 1. They obviously come in a wide variety of camo patterns and the like. I used to run, I still, to be fair, still do. This is the one Tigris half mesh mask. I used to, back in the day, I used to run like the full mesh mask that kind of covers your ears. It comes round. It's like this massive grey
the one with
gauntlet style thing that covers like a mandible type thing that covers half of your head. They were okay, obviously protection wise, but again, sort of slowly get into it, kind of learn your likes and dislikes. You can't put your rifle up against your cheek. That was a major issue with those. This product, which is this one Tigris sort of half mesh mask, solves that. But then you obviously get the benefit of sort of a padded side, which, there you go, sort of covers your cheeks and the like, so you obviously still get the protection there, and then still have the benefit of the mesh in front of your nose and mouth. It's good with some certain EyePro, in that obviously the mesh and stuff is allowing that breathability and sort of, you can get that hotter out. The only thing I do find with this is that if you are running around, you get a lot of moisture build up on the front. It sort of condensates in the mesh, so you have to every once in a while just blow out, and you just release this spray of water.
You mean phlegm at people?
Ultimately, I haven't found these to be too uncomfortable when running around. They're not the hottest thing in the world.
Do you not find
Delta Mic, I do find
sweaty?
Yeah, it does across your cheeks. But because that is pretty much the whole system, I know the Delta Mic, because it is the kind of the snood integrated with the mesh, even though the snood is obviously breathable, I find that it does, if I get too hot, start basically warming me up more. But
so has it used a different material on the 2? Because this one's quite a. I don't know if you can see that. That's quite a. A see-through one.
No, it's the same sort of material, but it is still a physical covering. So if you've got anything covering your skin, unless it is, ridiculously porous in terms of that airflow, that will still trap. I mean, if you think about it, the hairs on your arm, when you're cold, they obviously stand up and they trap a layer of hot air. Your hairs are clearly not that, they're not that covering. Well, I mean, some people are more than me. I'm not a particularly hairy guy, but the hairs on your arm will create that layer of insulation and that trap that little layer of air. And I find the Delta Mic does the same thing. So it's really, really good product, and it's tactical as anything. It looks cool, it looks good. I don't find these half mesh masks look as bad. I've seen some that are truly, truly terrible personally. I don't know if you've seen the full face mesh.
Yeah,
it's like it's like a fencing mask.
Here, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, from a MilSim perspective, I probably don't think that they look very good at all, personally. But I think these sort of half mesh masks, I've actually seen those being used by some special forces units that just as almost like a covert thing as well. I know I think it was the London bombings. Possibly there was a couple guys running around.
They
counter-terrorism
popped up a few on the old Facebook groups, didn't they? They did a couple of rounds. I think the paratroopers, like the US paratroopers, seem to be bringing them in a lot more.
Hello, sorry.
Hello, you alright?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll tell you later on.
Quick way.
Does a bear shit in the woods?
There's a bear shit in the cops.
Yeah.
Those dot leaves aren't as strong as I thought they'd be. No, I just bumped into one of my pals who didn't realise I was streaming. He just walked up the side of the truck. He's like, "Hello, mate." I was like, "Oh, hello, mute." Yeah, good as gold.
We were just talking about mesh FacePro
And mouth.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. Again, I mean, when I first started skirmishing, I bought myself a Predator mask. I think everyone does that. Bought myself a Predator mask. I was going to put dreadlocks and that all over it. No, I didn't do that in the end. So, yeah, just got into the specs and that. And I've got a nice selection of spectacles in front of me. But, yeah, I never done the actual... I was thinking, I think Danny Plain, he does the old mouth guard, doesn't he? Which is always good. I think it's a good shout, especially if you're doing like room clearances and that. Like he was rocking the old orange one at AI 500, looked pretty cool. So that's always a good shout. I think he's got like a little clip lanyard thing, so if he did like gob it out, it would just sort of like hang down and just dribble down his front, which is quite nice.
Not on one of those retention lines.
Yeah, there's just dribble drool everywhere. Yeah, lovely. But Dan, your dinner's ready. He's like, thanks, Lance. Yeah, lovely.
Hi, Ed. Ryan says apparently they use the mesh to break up their face when around reporters. So this is sort of special forces because I say there's sort of various bits of kit similar to this. I'm not saying it's this exact one that have sort of been used by special forces to kind of break up their head outline and stuff and disguise their face generally.
This isn't working, is it? You can still see it's me, can't you? Rubbish. This is a mosquito net. This is really good, actually. Really good bit of kit. This is Midi net.
Anvil says half for persec and half for frag defense. Paul as well as the half mesh mask gets used in simulation training by some of the armed police units. It's interesting. Anvil says there's pictures of UKSF and CTFSO with lower mesh masks. But yeah, there's not a lot of love for these full face sort of beekeeper fencing masks.
No.
Kendo mask, that'd be quite cool. With like the sweeping shoulders, like a cobra. Quite like that. That'd be quite sweet.
Have you seen the you know the I think it's the Chinese or Taiwanese army with the ballistic masks? Seen those?
Are they the ones
like
with the chainsaw mask sort of thing? Like a weird.
Yeah, and they throw a mesh over the top.
Yeah,
that's
they
naughty.
Look proper badass, they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Have
cool.
you
It's
seen the
like
parade one?
It's like almost like an ice hockey mask, isn't it? Like all the holes in that in it. Yeah, I know the ones you're on about. Yeah, that's quality. I love that.
Yeah. They have a dress one as well, which is a bright silver one. So
Evening
black
wear.
and silver evening wear. So when they're wearing their nice outfit for the day out, it's
that's their the formal wear that they wear at their weddings.
just so no one sees them.
I just wanted to share a picture of these masks if anyone's not seen them. So it's this sort of thing.
Kinky.
I mean, this says Airsoft ballistics. So I'm assuming that is not a ballistic mask. But yeah, Ryan says Philippine MARSOC and Norwegian commandos use them.
Yeah. They look proper.
Oh, Demo Ranch did a video on those masks. Basically, used this. Yes, I have seen that. That's a good video. Thanks, Anvil. I mean, I think just one thing I do want to just point out with any mask for Airsoft is, for the love of God, test the eye protection on it. There are a number of very, very cheap masks out there that are not rated to protect your eyes. And similarly, with some of the real steel stuff. I know, Lance, you had your gas mask.
Yes, 10, yeah. I tested that, and the original lenses, obviously, they completely cracked around the perimeter of the lens. They didn't shatter, they didn't blow into your face or anything, but they did. I whacked a load of BBs at it from the M4, which was about 320 FPS at the time, 0.28s, and it literally, within 2 or 3 hits, the actual perimeter of the lens had cracked, and you could see the clear crack. So I popped them out and cut some polycarbonate lenses for it, put them in there. And I was literally holding a rifle to lens, like the tip of the rifle away from the lens was like that. And it didn't even leave marks, like it was not even little scuff marks on it. It was wicked. So yeah, but make sure you, if you do get an S10 mask, make sure you can get them on eBay. You can get a set of polycarbonate lenses for them. So you can just pop the old ones out, keep all the old seals and everything, and just pop new ones in. You can get them tinted, you can get them in red, all sorts of cool colours and stuff. So yeah, definitely worth. The GSR, the newer GSR mask, I believe that's okay to use, but it's the old 22 SAS single can S10 mask is the lenses will crack. They won't shatter. I've not seen them shatter, but they do crack. So yeah, not worth the risk on that one. Chapettes and chaps.
Well, I think that brings us on to EyePro.
That does.
Wonderful.
Start with you two guys first.
Well, I'll go to Lance because I know he's probably sitting there with like
Lance
900 pairs of glasses.
Hundreds.
I've got 3 pairs I want to talk about. So the first pair is my newest pair. Actually, no, second newest pair. So this is a pair of Makos from Hero Shark, which I got purely because they're mesh, and it's going to be fucking hot coming up soon. And as well as good as some of the EyePro out there is for not fogging up and stuff like that. This was more for obviously the snipering series that I'm going into. So I've brought these for the whole ghillie hood type thing. So I think they're pretty cool. They're certainly very comfortable. And I've had he sprayed them sort of desert tan for me. He's done the insides a lot. So the mesh on the inside, he's sprayed a nice lighter colour. So it breaks up the actual mesh when you're looking through it. It actually makes it a lot easier on the eye to see through. And it's sort of, you seeing the wood through the trees basically. But yeah, very, very comfortable, very light. And obviously they're nicely rated and that. But yeah, so yeah, well, I'm quite happy with these. They're a nice little go-to for the extra hot days when I'm wearing the old ghillie hood, because I can see it just getting hot under there. Obviously, it's another layer in it you're having to wear. So that was them. These are the Hero Shark Makos, I believe these ones are. I might be wrong, but I think they're the Makos. And this is the newest set I've got, which I didn't know were ballistic rated, but I've looked them up, and these are a set of Bolly Sunnies. I'm going to use these for sort of like range day PNC type stuff. These are pretty cool. So these are a bit smaller than the Sawfly Revision Sawflies that I've got.
Yeah, they're quite high.
Sawflies are a bit bigger, but these I do like these. These are more of a standard looking sunglasses sort of type, more metal framed and that. Nice set of bollies. But yeah, these are the Cilium 2s. These are the Bolly Cilium 2, and a good old Bolly. They always supply a very nice safety hard case for them to go in.
Yeah, they look quite nice actually.
And then last but not least is the old Faithfuls, the old Revisions. British Army issue, Revision Sawflies, ballistic rated lenses. Got 3 or 4 different pairs of these, different lenses on them. There you go. Oh, they're your prescription ones, aren't they?
Yeah, more prescription ones.
Yes, you've got science on that as well, I believe.
I've got science on that.
So these are about, what
We're
do you
going to
reckon,
need
Andy, for
science.
eBay or Mike?
Science!
40, 50 quid-ish for a set of these on eBay-ish?
I picked mine up from Cadet Stores for 38 quid with 3 lenses.
There you go. So you'll get a case, a main set of frame, and you'll get the clear, yellow, and black or smoked lenses. Is that right, Andy? I think.
Yeah. So I got yellow. I got yellow, clear, and black.
Yeah, nice. You get a few. I'm not sure if you get the. Yeah, these are the black, so you can see the difference. Obviously, with the Bolly, these are a lot bigger. Still cool. Still operator as fuck, but yeah, I don't really. I just said that.
Feel free to go and join us on Reddit, where you can you can enjoy
as bad
Lance
as
getting
shout.
absolutely loved by Americans.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
Nice, Lance. Archie!
Yeah.
Swine. Love you, mate. And that's what I use. That's the fog stop there. It's not a giant can. That's not as big as my face. It's really, really small. This is what turned up. On the website, it's like, the picture's very deceiving. I thought I'd be getting a jar of it like that. I thought, yeah, it's a good jar. I can get a fistful of it just all over the fucking lens. Yeah, brilliant. This turned up was like, little pinky. So yeah, but that seemed to have done the trick. Good stuff. Buff the old lenses up, smear a load of this on there, little pea-size amount on your finger, front and back, let it go cloudy, and then just buff it off with a clean cloth. Seems to be quite good.
Yeah.
But there's loads out there. I reckon all the same, just different companies charge some money.
Cat's crap.
I think that is all my safety glasses. Revisions, 2 sets of Bolly. Well, Hero Shark, Revision, and Bollys are my glasses. My Revisions have always been my go-to. They've always been my go-to, which are the Revision Sawfly spectacles. So yeah, get yourself a set of them. Don't scrimp on your EyePro or your footwear. Do not scrimp on EyePro or footwear. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, boss.
Anvil Airsoft
Yes.
makes a good point. There's lots of fake
yes,
EyePro about. Make sure you get
Yes.
them from a proper dealer as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm just trying to find. Apologies, I was being a bit quiet. I was just trying to find. And Airsoft Nation, Graham did a really banging document on eye protection ballistic ratings and explaining sort of the different ratings and the like. If I can find it, I will post that up somewhere.
Yeah, because I think it's an EN166 something or other, and then you got the F. Stops a projectile or 0.86 mil projectile traveling at such and such. Then you got low impact and high impact, and it's a load of other bollocks that no one understands.
Yeah. I mean that's the EU ratings. There's obviously the American ones as well, which are the ANSI ratings.
Yeah. I mean the best thing is to stay as far away from the bad guys as possible.
Which in Airsoft is what 100 meters at most.
Yeah.
101.
100 Airsoft.
Yeah.
Which is... See you, Flynn. Flynn's had enough. He's
Yeah.
Anvil did one for Airsoft Action ages back. He'll dig it out and send it to us. Nice one, thanks, mate.
Oh,
nice.
Because that'll be really useful. I know the ratings. It's not always the clearest. Like you see these.
It isn't. No, I mean I can
standards and stuff. It's a bit vague as to what they are.
I've not used these new bollies. I've not used these at Airsoft yet. So if they're not right, I mean on here I've got EN166 FT. These are the Cilium 2s.
I think that sounds
CSA,
right.
And this is a CSA 794.3. I don't know. God, I don't know. I mean, they're bolly safety glasses, so you'd like to think that they were.
Shoot them.
What I read up on, I think I got it right. I'm probably wrong. I'm rubbish. There we go. Never mind. I've not used them at Airsoft yet, though. They might just be for photography purposes.
Another point as well. Obviously, if you do test your EyePro, please bear in mind that some EyePro is tested, and then it is not the safest after that. You know, if you shoot your EyePro with a load of BBs, go, these are rock solid. You potentially compromise that EyePro now. Anybody that sort of works in construction, it's a classic with hard hats. People like chuck them about, going, it's a hard hat, it's fine. And then when you actually come to rely on it, because it's been chucked about, and people are like, I've lobbed it at something, it's fine. You know, it's got little micro cracks and stuff in it that can cause you issues. Yeah. So
we got to change ours every time we drop it.
Yeah, obviously not your EyePro. Don't change your EyePro every time you drop it, depending on how hard you drop it. But hard hats are a nightmare because they go out of date after a few years as well.
5 years, 5 years shelf life in the old hard hat.
Yeah.
Bloody things. I like it. We've got mandatory at work for me to wear one. I could be sitting next to the railway line, wiring up some cables, with that behind me. But what could possibly, unless a bird's going to get shot out of the sky and crash into the back.
You might get hit by a train. That hard hat will protect you.
Yeah. At least they'll be able to identify my face, or the top of my head at least.
We could be out in the middle of a lake and we'd still have to wear one. It's not really.
Get your hard hat on. You could drown. You could sit in your hat then, just bob along.
Just
thank God I have this, lads.
Bringing it slightly back on track, Paulus Wales says, also wear EyePro whilst testing EyePro. Would be pretty dumb if the BB rebounds and hits your unprotected eye.
Yeah. What were you doing? Testing EyePro?
Yeah. That EyePro
shit. It's called stress testing for a reason.
Yep, definitely.
And Ryan James says, the issue with EN166F is that it covers anything from the minimum to ballistic. You can get a better rating than F if they're not full seal. For example, revision of ballistic rating, so a lot better than F rating. However, they are not full seal, so don't qualify for a B rating. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Oh, is it? Do you know what? I've never actually looked. Oh, look, we got interactive science going on with Ryan.
No, it's good. So these, for example, these are the Edge.
Look, EN166 FTS.
Actually, these are EN166S. Don't really know what that means, but these are apparently ballistic rating.
Just FT, these ones. I don't know. It's very confusing, isn't it?
Everyone's
I've been shot in the face many times wearing these, and they've been fine. So I'm going to stick with them for them. And obviously the Hero Shark ones, Hero Sharks, and everyone bleats on about how good they are. I've not used them in the field yet. They are super comfortable, and I probably will, if I have to go do a bit of sneaky recce this weekend, Andy, be putting them on. Go shooting this weekend. I'm excited.
Or not shooting if we're that good.
Or not shooting if we're that good. Yeah, hopefully I won't be wasting any money on BBs or reloading. Article sent to the WhatsApp. Top man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, man. You're quite a mesh lover, aren't you? For your EyePro.
Me?
Who?
Or
Me?
Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
So I used to use mesh all the time. And I really don't want this to devolve into, mesh is really bad because a BB fragments into your eye. Well, I've done airsoft
who
for...
speaks like that?
Most of the people on the internet. I've been airsofting since... basically,
to listeners, he wasn't talking about you. He was just
not you specifically, unless you talk like this. I've been airsofting since 2005. I've been airsofting since 2005. I have been shot in the face multiple times on direct hits on mesh goggles. I have never had a BB fragment onto mesh goggles. Granted, the paint does start to fleck off of mesh after a while because ultimately they are not the highest quality of products. And you know, these things rust. They've got a lot of moisture, and you need to keep them dry. And there's different benefits with mesh, but fundamentally, mesh is, in my mind, a good way of getting in and staying into airsoft if you fog all the time. Because otherwise, if I'd have just gone, well, I can't wear mesh, so I can't see, and that would be my airsoft enjoyment over. In the last sort of 3 years, I've stopped generally wearing mesh, so I will always have a mesh pair of goggles on or glasses on me. So I've just bought some Hero Sharks myself because they are, you know, top spec for mesh.
Yeah.
I used to run.
I think these are the ones that Empire get in as well for that silly Gilly crafts up. I think they use Hero Shark, so there you go. They are. He is the go-to guy for a bit of mesh, a bit of custom mesh.
I mean, so Anvil's just said, "Do you want to see a fun video involving mesh getting shot through?" So I know cheap mesh can be rough. You know, some of the mesh products out there. Again, you know, the more you spend on EyePro, you would hope the better it's going to be. Don't skimp on it. I've seen some people go, "Yeah, I've just used the £5 glasses that I got from a shop." Yeah, okay. I won't be seeing you in the future. Well, you won't be seeing me in the future. How's that?
Yeah. You've only got 2 eyes, chaps. You know, don't fuck about with them.
But what I've started to do is try to find glasses and the like. Now I know glasses aren't as good as Full Seal. I have tried hundreds of products. I genuinely cannot describe the number of products I've tried, and they, for the most part, all fog. Edge has come closest so far. So these, I've been to 5 events now. These fog. So I don't know if it's a possibility the coating has come off or you know, maybe I'm sweating more. I don't know, but these fog. I've got 3 pairs of Edge EyePro, and I do struggle with these. What are you doing?
What is he doing?
I've literally just had an epiphany.
Right, yeah. See, I've tried.
This could be going wrong.
I've tried the. I've got a bit low. The ESS glasses. You know, the ones with the fan on.
Yeah, like these ones.
Lost me. Hang on. Ow.
What have you done?
There we go.
I don't know. My camera seems to think I'm in the background. There we go. I've tried the ESS glasses with the fan on the back. Yeah. I've tried Fog Stop. So that's a product that Patrol Base sell. It's a little fan unit. I've actually got it attached, funnily enough, to this helmet here. So this is the Fog Stop system. It's a little box that sits on the back of your helmet or in your hat, whatever. USB charged, and then it has an internal fan that blows air through these plastic tubes, which you can then sort of feed into your EyePro to help keep those cool. Pretty much a simplified version of what Lance is doing to his head right now.
He looks so happy with himself.
I'm not being funny. This is genius. This is genius.
He looks so pleased with himself as well.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Obviously, I need to scale down the fan a little bit because my eyes are drying out.
Yeah.
But,
honest to God, we've got a guy sitting out in the woods with a fan strapped to his head going, ah!
No. No, not strapped to my head. Just tucked underneath the reverse of my baseball cap.
Yeah. I just want to comment. So I know Stony Strikes, you've been in touch on Instagram, and I am eyeing up a pair of these. So recommending the Block EyePro for the last few weeks. They've been great and haven't fogged yet. So I will be getting them a go at some point. I just need to get some funds to do that. But yeah. So basically, honestly, EyePro is amazing if it doesn't fog. If you've got lenses and the like, you know, the problem with mesh is that at night you can't see fuck all. You know, it gets dawn and dusk. Yeah, you're very limited in terms of what you can see. The X fog's okay, but as Lance is finding now, you've got a constant little airstream basically hitting the glasses and rebounding into your eye. So you do tend to suffer a little bit with dry eye. You look like a right weirdo.
No, but in all fairness, though, I know this isn't the most comfortable setup, obviously, but I'm just thinking, right? I'm just thinking out loud. If you had a smaller version of this, don't look at me like that, Mike. Come on. If you had a smaller version of this fan, if you was a ghillie sniper, right, and you've got your ghillie hood up, and you don't want it sitting flat to your face, you do want it protruding a little bit. If there was some way of having a smaller fan encased, which sat above your forehead and just blew, mate.
Called X fog.
No, because that's the fan at the back blowing through tubes to the front. I'm thinking about actually having the body of the fan as a type of almost a shroud cup. Obviously, this is sticking out a ridiculously large amount. You want it hot, quarter the size of this, just constantly blowing down like that with a ghillie hood up, mate. I'm onto a winner. I'm onto a bloody winner.
Yeah. So
I'm boiling hot now. See, I've taken it off. I'm boiling hot.
You know Tony Pony that was on a minute ago, Pony Tony. He was literally designing something.
Fan on my head.
He's designing something to put 2 fans into a cap. Yeah, like that, but better.
That is literally.
Powered, is it?
They are battery powered. I mean, that one's literally got the battery visible.
Oh, you got a solar panel one there. Look, on top of the cap. There's a solar power.
I mean, all I would argue is that if you rock up with one of those, you're possibly not looking the most tactical.
I don't know. Bit of rattle can treatment. Stuff it up a little bit. Bit of sniper tape. Been there for years, mush. Been there for years, mush.
Anvil says Lance is coming over very Clarkson.
Very Clarkson.
Sorry. I did listen to Diddley Squat's audio book a couple of days back, so I might have gone a bit Clarkson. Yeah.
It's the best fan in the world.
It is genius.
Marky Mark says, "I've just joined the stream. What the fuck is going on with Lance?" We've let him outside, science, Marky mate. Mark, and it's going well.
Unsupervised.
I'm unsupervised in the woods. Even my dog.
Warehouse Rat says, "Could you mount to the top of your helmet and vent your helmet too?" So I'm presuming you mean the X fog. Yes, you can. Basically, the tubes go anywhere. It comes with a set of tube, I think about that long, that you can cut, and you can buy more tube.
You get one long enough to run all the way down to the gooch.
You could probably have it running your gooch if you really want to.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just don't have it on reverse.
Yeah.
Loads of little love bites.
Silly Gilly says it really annoys me when they advertise it as will not fog. I completely agree with you. It's an absolute classic.
Should be will not fog if you don't wear it.
Yeah, and also it's the people that demonstrate fogging of, and I'm not criticising anyone specifically here because I get that you don't have any other way of testing it, but people who go and like hold it over a kettle or they run it for one event, that is not testing a product because the product, yes, if the product doesn't last one time, then you shouldn't be having it anyway. But if it doesn't last like more than 5, which is as what I'm finding with these Edge tactical glasses, these have not lasted for more than 4 events before they've started to fog. And yeah, so you spend a lot of money on these things, so you get issues. Mm-hmm. So. Ray says, I fog a lot, Mike. I tend to have the top of my glasses away from my face a bit more and then wear a baseball cap, protect that larger gap. I find that helps a bit. Again, completely agree. Tried that.
Yep.
The baseball cap's obviously slightly trapping air coming out. Obviously, the baseball cap can cause issues in terms of trapping heat on top of your head. But I'm genuinely thinking we should set up some sort of like NoFo seal of approval for anti-fog glasses. Like if we can not make
Well,
them
we're yet to
fog,
find them yet. We're still not find. We've still
yeah,
not
well that's the
found them
thing.
yet.
I genuinely can't find them, but I can't physically afford to keep buying people's iPro because all I'm doing is funding the iPro industry.
Yeah, for making shit glasses that fog up.
Yeah.
Right,
And then I'm not going back because
because
that's the thing. That's the thing. We don't go back to the companies and go, well, that was a lie.
Yeah.
Refund. Hello, refund me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this weekend. I'm gonna try on the Foxtrot. I've used it previously. It's worked nicely. I've not been to an event where it's been over 30 degrees though in a covered canopy, so we're going to be cooking. So that will be a proper test.
Yeah,
We
so
shall see.
I'm the same with Mike. I am part of the four-eyed crew, as many other people are, and that means you've got 4 sets of lenses to stop from fogging up, which can become a bit of a nightmare for people with four eyes, basically.
Eyes.
Yeah. So I don't know if a lot of people have seen with spectacles, you can get a insert which leaves another air gap for moisture to get trapped into. So it's a bit of a nightmare. I've gone through probably hundreds of different makes, but then I have to put the prescription lenses in as well. So that's another added cost. The only 3 that I've had that haven't fogged up are Bolly overglasses that you can pick up from Screwfix for $5.99 or whatever they are, and they just go over your glasses. I've tested them multiple times, unloaded a whole load of 3.2s into it. I had a mate shoot it with a air rifle. That did break it.
Proper.
Yeah, but it didn't break it as in it shattered. It broke it, and so it split.
Okay.
And it still didn't go through. So they were quite a good one. And so far the Bolly Tacticals, which are these ones, the Raiders. They're very good. Ran those for 2 years. Broke them last weekend or the weekend before, and then moved over to the same as Lance with the Sawflies.
They're your newest ones you've got back
So
now,
these are
aren't
the newest ones. So I'm doing a bit of science with these ones because I was informed by the very lovely man down at Specsavers that when I got the inserts done, that they do a anti-glare coating, which apparently is where they polish the glass super fine, and he said it should act as an anti-fog as well.
Okay.
I ran them last weekend, all weekend, and I did not fog up once. So that's two game days.
And
that I was
with the outer
constantly
lens,
wearing them from.
Andy, the actual main outer lens of the Sawfly. So I'm
Yep.
guessing because they're held slightly further away from your face, because you've got the inserts of the prescription ones, that they're not going to
Yeah.
fog up then. Because
No,
although
so-
they've not been polished or anything, have they? So
That's the sort of gap that you get in between. I don't know if you can
okay, right.
see that.
I mean, so they're not a great. I mean, so they're not sitting off
No.
the face. Well, that's weird, though, isn't it? Maybe it's like your prescription lenses are actually as a heat shield.
Well, your
A heat
eyes,
shield.
you do
Yeah.
lose a lot of heat from your eyes. I find that on the iPro. Like sometimes, you might be generally quite cool, but then just your eyes or whatever are emitting a bit of heat, and because the glasses are quite up close,
Yeah,
that
so
sort of
these
seems
ones-
to be a cause of fogging the light.
I don't know if I'll be able to do this with that. Hang on, let's do. So that's how mine. Can you see?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not. Yeah, you'd
So that's-
hard pressed to get a bloody BB down there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So that's how they sit. I have no idea how that looks because I was looking down.
Yeah, no good.
But the revision ones, or what I like to call my B ones, because they give you a bit of a B look, don't they? They're quite, but they sit really close.
Bit further down, Andy.
A little bit further. A little bit further. That's it.
But
No expense spared on this show.
yeah, exactly. See,
No.
we can zoom, we can do technology and science.
we do technologies and ting.
You know what? The
But
only thing
so
I would
far, I'm
see,
really
I'd
impressed.
love to find some heated EyePro. Something, you know, like the Ford windscreens obviously have like the little wavy fan
Yeah.
lines. So that's the only thing I've not seen in EyePro, and I can't work out if it's because it's not very safe, or I mean, I would love to try it to see if it fogs, and I would love to see what it looks like under a thermal scope.
Terrifying,
Just with
I'd
these
imagine.
two massive red hot eyes running towards you, like I think it'd be
So,
amazing.
you know, when last time we spoke about iPro, I actually spoke to someone about that, and it has to be a certain thickness of glass for it to
Obviously,
work.
like
So you'd end up walking around with windscreen thickness glass on your front.
Or to stop the heat signature going through the lens to the scope.
Yeah, so basically when you... So he was saying that the fibres that they, or the metal strands that they use, because they're so thin, if you didn't have the thickness holding them together of the glass, they could burn out. So that you need a certain percentage of heat, I don't know what the word would be, heat spread, so the fibres don't get too hot.
I'm sure though that there must be some technology out there that we can do this. I mean, if we put a man on the moon, surely we can make glasses that don't freaking fog.
Did we
Like-
put a man on the moon though?
Oh, shut up.
Controversial.
Oh, no, anyhow, then moving on from glass.
Mooning on.
So, all right, if you had to pick one pair of glasses, just quick fire, what ones would you go for? Out of your collections that you got, you only use one pair ever again. Yeah,
One pair ever again, completely.
yeah.
100% sulfide.
I'd have to go with the Hero Shark, and then I just wouldn't
Or
be
the
able to play
Makos.
Airsoft at night. Yeah. Just because
Have
they're
you tried the sulfides then, Mike?
I've got 3 pairs of sawflies. Because when I buy something, I buy it all.
Yeah.
No, I've got 3 pairs of sawflies, and to be fair, the best thing I found about the sawflies are the wipes. The little kind of wipes that kind of improve the anti-fog on there, like the revision wipes on those are really good.
I need to
The
get some more of
ESS
them.
wipes are very good as well.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think I tried. It wasn't cat crap, and it wasn't Lance's X-Fog, but I know somebody gave me some anti-fogging stuff at some point, and I did that all over the glasses, followed the instructions implicitly, put them on, and then half an hour later, I had all of this. My eyes were so inflamed because whatever I put on these glasses was now washing around as I was like, because all the fog is now there, and it's just made it liquid, and I'm getting it in my eyes, and it was just a nightmare.
Oh dear.
So that wasn't much fun.
But one tip that I got told ages ago, and then I stopped doing it for some reason, was if you're playing Airsoft on the Saturday, for example, put it on the Friday, but don't wipe it off. So you literally get it to that smeary sort of level, leave it, and then when you go to site, put more on, let it dry, and then rub it off. Apparently it's like soaks in or something. It did used to work. It used to last the whole day. So sometimes you have to put a little bit more on halfway through the day. It did work, but at the moment I'm going nude because I'm doing science to see if this bloke's information is correct with the coating that they've put on, or their anti.
Yeah,
nice, mate.
I'd
That'd
be
be good
interested to see. I'd be interested to see if that lasts for like five games.
Yeah.
I've
So
got,
far it's done 2.
Yeah.
And I haven't needed it. And that was like last weekend in Woodland, and a lot of people were getting issues. Like as soon as you stop running, the moisture just builds up. So yeah, so far, fingers crossed, the science is going well.
The worst one I found was Defiance event. So Defiant ran. There's nothing wrong with Defiance event, but like we didn't have a lot of action throughout most of the Sunday. I think it was. Was the final fight on the Sunday? Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And then we tabbed for maybe 20 minutes, half hour up to that church. Got there, Immediately couldn't see anything. So all the way up there, it was fine because I wasn't wearing like loads of clothes and stuff. I think I had put a raincoat on because I think it was looking like it was going to rain. And I'd left that on, and that was my fatal error. But I basically got up there, and then immediately, like, the body was like, "Oh, we're quite warm now." And then, literally, that's it. Can't see anything. And then on top of that, we were laying down smoke like a motherfucker. So I just couldn't see anything anyway. Like, regardless of the fog, it was like wiping the glasses, like trying to protect my eyes while I wipe the glasses so I can see. Put them back on, still can't see anything. So, yeah,
that was a.
But it was humid up the top there. It was definitely more humid up there than it was down where we were.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with EyePro. But so the X-Fog, I've run the X-Fog at like 4 or 5 events now, and that's quite good. So if you've got, I mean, I've run it with some Wiley X's and some Edge Tactical, and that's quite good for helping sort of keep fog at bay. But even then, you know, after a while, I sweat so much that it overwhelms the X-Fog sometimes as well. So.
Windscreen.
We talk about helmets and hats now. Can we talk about helmets and hats?
Helmets, hats,
little
EyePro,
internal
face
windscreen
coverings.
wipers is what you need.
I need
Little
internal
internal
ones. It's the
ones.
internals the problem.
Yeah, internal windscreen wipers.
Or some sort of like what's it like the desiccant stuff, like the stuff that absorbs moisture. Just need something around the inside of the EyePro, just absorbing moisture all the time.
Yeah, we can pour some silicone gel on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all over you.
Just rub my face with WD-40. That'll get the moisture out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want to do, lads.
So, should we talk about helmets?
No, we'll talk about hats.
Let's.
Yeah.
Can we do hats?
We've got to do ears.
Oh, it is.
I don't have any EyePro.
EyePro, nice and easy, this one.
Yeah. Well, this one will be quick. Fingers.
I have the Mark ones.
Fingers. I've
Mark
got a
ones.
set of pelters for the mortar tube. So I've always got a couple of these click around the mortar tube for whoever's using them, because it is allowed as a bastard. You get these little bad boys as well. If I can ever get this tin open, which I can never do.
Yeah, little pop-in ones. There you go.
I mean, you got any, Mike? While I'm trying to struggle with this tub.
No, I don't own any EyePro.
I can do.
Yeah, go on then.
Peltors, simple. Use them as comset as well. That's about it. The only downside of these is they are military.
These are brand new.
And they're expensive. I think I saw a pair of these, and they've gone up to about 140 quid second hand now, which is a bit sickening. So they are expensive. But you've got things like ear mores, which can work just as fine.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got the Earmore Mod 3s, which I'm used to now. I'm not screaming and shouting like a weirdo when I'm walking through the woods. But I got mine. What I did with mine is I got mine, which are on my lid. I got mine that come with the headband, so that I can remove them and put them on my helmet. So I just bought these clips here. Yep. So if you buy the ones that just go on a helmet, then you haven't got the headband. So if you buy the headband version, then at least you can just buy the aftermarket clips and have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so I jumped between mine, and I got one of these made, so you can rewrap all your cables.
Yeah, I got that. I got one of them. I think it's the oh bugger! I don't know. Is it Cridex? Cridex is a company on eBay.
One.
Yeah, so I think mine's a Cridex
UK
one.
did this one.
Mission Taylor's also do his own one.
Although he's very busy at the moment.
He's very, very busy at the moment.
Very, very busy. But yeah, that's it for EyePro. Go on then, Mike.
Nice and easy.
Well, I was just going to say, James C says, wrong answer, Mike. You need to get EyePro, even if it's just set Surefire EP7s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair,
is...
I say I don't have EyePro. I've got a pair of the Peltor. What are the ones for the mortar tube, Lance, that we run?
Just the standard British Army Peltors.
Yeah, so I've got a pair of them for that, just because they are a particularly loud bang. But I'll be honest with you, most of the time when I'm running the mortar, it's a finger in the ear, and then looking away from it.
Cheapest chips is about $9.99 on eBay, but they're a wicked set of ear defenders.
But yeah, for the most part, I don't generally run EyePro, so maybe it's something I should look at. Right, what we're talking about hats first. What are we talking about hats first? Are we doing hats, helmets, or...
I'll let you choose this one because you're very excited. It's like
Let's
seeing a
go
kid at
with
Christmas.
hats. Let's go with hats first.
You wanna go with
and we can
hats?
finish off on a high of helmets. So the one I wanted to talk about was the UF Pro beanie.
Yeah.
Not beanie, sorry, boonie.
Boom.
This is the UF Pro one. This is the multicam colouring. They do a few different colours of these. There's a written review that I've written on the website for these.
Is that the
I've
mesh
gone
top
into
one?
It is the mesh top one, so you can kind of
Yes,
see
lovely.
the fingers there. It's got a mesh panel to the rear as well. It also comes with a sneaky little admin pouch, of which I have had searched multiple times and no one's found maps. So this is probably not the best thing to advertise on a publicly accessible broadcast. You've got a few sort of Velcro panels and things as well on this. Whilst maybe a more expensive boonie, I really love these boonies. It's got the wire in both the front and the back, so you can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things with the brim if you want to. It's not quite as short brimmed. The Lance one Lance has on is obviously quite a short brim one. This is a slightly bigger brim, but I find that the shorter brim ones don't really seem to suit my head as much. Whereas I do quite like the old boonie. So yeah, if you're gonna get a boonie, I recommend these.
Mine's
but
on
appreciate there are cheaper options.
Mine's on the way back from the tailors.
Ooh.
I've had it cut down to the same size as Lance's, so I think it's four rings deep because you got the rings on them, haven't you? The stitch rings.
Yep.
I've had it taken back to 4. I think mine is
something like that, something similar, mate. Yeah. This is just this one here is just a standard combat tactical $9.99 MTP boonie app, and all I've done is stitched the front there. I've just stitched that so it folds it over. And what that does, I mean, I can do it. I've got my newer one here as well, which I still haven't sorted out yet. But it's sitting higher at the back, so I'll put a little lanyard on it. So when I put it on, if I put it on properly and then turn to the side, you'll see what I'm on about. So I pull it down.
When you turn to the side, stick still for like 3 seconds to let the camera buffer.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. So I do that there, and what it does is where you've got that stitch over, it pulls the sides of the hat down, so they're not just sitting out like that. So it actually just physically makes those drop down. So, but obviously then it sits nice and high. Yeah. So that's basically you could put a cut. You can mould it, but I found that you don't get a great deal of material at the top there. So that's why it sits nice and high, and then I can just mould the front down and just put a little stitch there just to hold it. Otherwise, it just ends up going like throughout the day. You're like, oh, hello, sailor. But that just keeps it down nice.
That's the
I haven't done
American
it to this
look,
one
innit? Where it's tucked up at
exactly.
the sides.
This is a new one. This is so starchy. It's unbelievable. But this is my newest one. But the rims, I like it because the rim's quite stiff, and again, I still need to sort of shape it a hell of a lot, and I need to get it dirty and rub it up a bit. But this is more of a jungly sort of hat.
Yeah, I mean, you start with a stiff rim, but it does ease over time.
it flops as you get older.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't even say that without cracking up. I've got another boonie I'd like to show as well. This is a very special boonie. So I haven't yet run this at an event. I saw this on eBay, and this was like a proper impulse purchase of, I need to buy this if I ever need to wear it. But this is a UN boonie, like the Australian hat. It's not quite positioned right on my head. I don't know if I've got a wonky head. So this is a UN boonie. And it's
when you turn it up the other way, it looks like you're going on holiday, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I'm going down to the beach.
Hey, Milky Bot putting you in a pram.
Yeah. It's not a good look, but it's a look.
It is a look.
So there you go.
It's definitely.
I have no idea when these were issued or the like, but yeah.
They were made and they were probably never issued. No one's going to wear them.
Woodland DPM, chaps. That is the one. Woodland DPM. This is my favourite hat.
There was one other hat I did want to briefly talk about, but I'm not going to wear it because I don't want to be turned into a meme, basically.
You're already a meme.
So I really like, and I can't unfortunately show a picture because most of them carry guns. The French police, like the French armed police look. They have the sort of the envelope hats. Like that. This is actually a German submarine or submariner hat, so I'm not putting this on because I know that you fuckers will end up with pictures of it on the internet. But I really want to run an event like dressed as a like some sort of like police force at some point. I know Legion are running a police event which I unfortunately can't attend, but yeah, I'd love to join Padraig, as Paul has said, to one of his events as a police officer. I think that'd be quite cool. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we've obviously talked about the condom hats and beanies and stuff before. I mean, Lance, you're sporting a beanie at the moment. I don't think you should ever go to an event without a beanie. You know, just if you ever get a cold head. Yeah.
Great bit of kit. That is a beanie hat, or this one, which is also very good. I might have to take my earbud out for this though. But the old bally, mate. The old bally is a
balaclava.
Winter stag duty. It's a naughty look. It's a naughty look. Whoa. There we go.
Yeah, the problem is you wear that with EyePro.
Yeah, no, that's just asking for that. But the good thing about it is you can just roll it up, and you are in beanie territory then.
Yeah.
So you have got the best of both worlds, which is cool. So yeah, I mean, I would take this and run it as a beanie hat, or just a normal beanie. Either works. But yeah, great bit of winter kit. Definitely worth investing in either just the beanie hat or the bally. Either. One of the two.
It's in my car, but I accidentally bought a child's beanie cap that you're meant to fold up. But it actually fits perfect because it doesn't roll. Because it's so small.
Oh, so you just pull it down straight, yeah.
It literally just comes down straight. I wear it at work underneath my hard hat. It's the best thing I've ever done. So I've gone out and bought another two.
I just imagine it's the size of like a yarmulke that you've got on the back of your head.
I've got quite a small,
very thin,
small head.
Very thin, sort of like ninja face shroud, as opposed to like a full bally. It's like the eyes and nose are sort of exposed.
Or was that an elasticated one?
Yes, so like a nylon elastic. I think who this is by now. Made in China, funny enough. Rare.
Rare.
But yeah, it's a good little bit of kit. And then my last sort of covering is obviously in the season for it. Little midgy head cover. You can get these micro mosquito head covers. I mean, this just scrunches up into the palm of my hand. But that's a great little bit of kit for you. If you're living in a bivvy bag, you can just chuck that on at night time. Gosh, happy days. Nice and light. You don't feel it really on your face. So if you're one of those that don't like the covers up too high or feeling enclosed or claustrophobic, that's a very good bit of kit. It's very, very light. So it's definitely worth. Yeah, I think I've got
definitely good for midges and things like that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I picked that up from Preppers UK as well. Funny enough, a long while ago, before we actually sort of officially started dealing with them on a regular basis. I think that actually this might have been one of my first purchases from Preppers, and then that just opened the floodgates into like, I'm going to buy all sorts of stuff off this website. So yeah, that's cool. Good little bit of kit to have.
Any other hats?
Only really baseball.
Yeah, I wear a baseball cap now and again.
Can't go wrong with a baseball cap.
That's it. Never leave home without one.
Yeah.
Go on in, Mike. Get your helmet out.
Go on in.
Right, so there are 3 different helmets I kind of want to talk about. The first one is my maritime style fast helmet. This is, to be brutally honest with you, it was £40 off of Amazon. I don't think it's a particular brand. It doesn't particularly fit my head very well. So I don't generally tend to run them too often unless we're in sort of proper urban or CQB environments, just where I want a little bit of kind of heavier head protection. I've had a little bit of customization to it in terms of I've put the cover on it, so it actually came as just a plain black helmet. It's got the X fog on the back for the most part. That's it. I've done naff all else with it. One thing I would suggest, I'd be interested to hear what you two think and the audience, is obviously holes in the helmet I think are quite good for obviously adding additional ventilation. This causes all sorts of moisture to form in the inner shrouds of hair above my head when you're running around.
You saying your helmet gets moist, Mike?
My helmet does get moist, yes.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
you
suppose it's
say
not a bad thing, is it?
it's not the best fit in the world, but it is, it's not too bad.
No, not
But
at
yeah,
all.
I don't generally tend to run it that often, to be fair. So that's the first one. The second one is the first helmet I ever bought. This is a Viper M88, which I've kitted out when we did we were basically like a reporter for Apocalypse MilSim. Very, very crude, just slapping a TV on the side of it. If
to the
you're
listeners, not a real TV, he's writing.
It's not a real TV, it's a fake one.
He's not running around with a 30-inch.
These are super lightweight helmets, and you can adapt these for quite a lot of different loadouts. They're not overly expensive. They're not overly heavy. They are cheap as chips, basically. So they're not the best build quality in the world. I think you can get worse ones than this. This one actually was quite a decent one. But yeah, I mean that's just a little cheap. I think it's like a Mitch style helmet.
Yeah, I was about to say it's very similar to the Mitch 2000, isn't it? Whatever it's called.
Yeah, I mean, I did actually buy the kit to put the NVG mount on the front and the side rails, but I don't own any NVG, so I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So yeah, basically that was just a cheap helmet. And then the other ones that I wanted to talk about are the my fascination with helmets. So the ones I have actually used quite a lot are the British Army Mark 6 and Mark 7. So the first Mark 6 I used, this was my Falklands MilSim helmet. So I tried to go with like a para scrim. I think the Mark 6 was just coming into use for the Falklands, if I remember rightly. By all means, correct me. So yeah, this was basically, I wanted to try and replicate as much as possible a real Falklands loadout if I could. I sort of felt like a lot of the events we do are kind of, I guess, more make-believe, but because it was like a Falklands event, I felt like it was kind of, I wanted to try and make it almost as much to
it warranted that bit more effort, didn't it?
Yeah. So this is the actual full proper ballistic helmet. So it's just got a DPM cover underneath that. But yeah, I made the scrim itself to go over the top, which was an old pair of shorts, which I don't think came out looking too bad.
No,
that's good, mate.
Yeah.
So,
there's a wicked shot. I'll have to dig back through the album. There's a wicked shot of you coming down the hill with your LMG, with that one just like literally just working your way through the tree line. It just looks wicked, like the silhouette. You can just it's quality.
Ah, there we go. No Mark 6 in the Falklands. It was the Mark 4 and Mark 5. So yeah, I mean these obviously aren't. It's not as close, but it's a proper heavy helmet.
Very similar in shape and stuff.
The closest to that I could find at the time. I apologise, I've gone blurry again. I don't know what's going on. That kind of started my fascination with buying helmets. At which point I then worked out that the Mark 6 helmets come with all sorts of accessories. So I bought the Riot helmet version, which has. I've never actually worn this to an event, but it's got the Riot shield that goes on the front. There's also a shroud that goes around the back to protect the back of your neck. I also have the Minesweeper version of this visor mask as well, which is a much thicker polycarbonate. Is that all? I think that's... I also got a very, very cheap... This was like the cheap M88 Viper one as well, just with a
UN covering. Yeah, nice.
So I think that one I ran as a UN Swiss doctor for an event. So that was just basically a bit of laughing. But the Mark 6 and Mark 7 helmets they're just nice. It's kind of cool just going, this is actually real, and it's heavy and it's bulky and it's just, when you run around with it, you've got it on. Like it's not just there for show, basically.
No, cool, man.
Yeah, so those are my helmets. Some of them. I have a lot more.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
No, respect, mate. Respect. Well, I've got mine similar to you. I've got just a skid lid fast helmet, no particular brand to it. I want to say CAA or something like that. It's made by. I think it's about 35, 40 quid. And this is what I run if I'm using my ear moors. Like this is like a Longmore JTF sort of setup. It's got me Mockingbird IR strobes on the top. It's got the everlasting chem light for night time. I don't know if you'd be able to see that's still far too light, but that just emits a tiny little violet colour at night time. PID, and obviously my counterweight's in the back for me nods when I use it, as and when. Little side light there, little tactical night light there, just purely for map reading, bits and bobs like that, which is pretty cool. And obviously, and then just it's purely a platform for my nods and my comms to go on as and when I use it. Nice and comfortable. It's nice and padded. I've got the British Army cat size on the back as well, which is like a little headband, like helmet band you can buy, which runs all the way around the helmet. But yeah, that's my little setup. That's my only helmet I've got. So nice and simple. It came blank, same as Mike's. So it's just got the MTP cover on the top. And I've got like a little dead light on the top there. I don't even think that works anymore. Oh yeah, it does work ever so slightly, but it's too bright to see. There you go. So just a little red beacon for nighttime hits, which is always good. And that's about it, chaps. That is essentially my that's my helmet setup. Nice and easy. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I do like the look of it.
Yeah, I like that.
It's standard, much like everybody else's that's got a helmet like this. They all look sort of like the same. But yeah, that's my little setup. The helmet side of things. I hardly ever use it. I'm always boonie hats all day long if I can. Give me a boonie any day of the week.
So I'm a little bit different from you guys. It's still a replica, but it's not a fast helmet. It's the FMA Team Wendy replica. Mm-hmm. So they've tried to make it 1-to-1. And I have a Team Wendy one downstairs, which has been lovely given to me to do a comparison. So there'll be a comparison review of the two coming out soon.
Nice.
I bought proper Team Wendy straps and the padding. So inside it's all lovely and soft and Gucci. Well, I don't know if you can see that in the light, but yeah, it's really lovely, padded. Yeah. But it's got it hasn't got the rail system like your guys has. It's got like a weird slide rail. And then I've just thrown an Agilite top cover on. Got my strobe and my counterweight patch at the back. That's it.
That one's got vents in the top of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this one does have. Let's see if I can. Without breaking my face. No, but it does have It does have holes. I don't know if you can see that. There. And the good thing about the Agilite one is that they've put a mesh, so you actually still get a bit of breathability through this one. It's quite a nice helmet, and this was only 50 quid off of. I got this from Patrol Base when they had them in stock.
Ooh, that's not bad.
But you can pick them up on eBay still for about 50-60 quid direct from China, and it's the FMA one, and it actually has a CNC metal night vision bracket holder, which I've
for the J arm. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So yeah.
So Andy, what was the Team Wendy's internals cost again? I missed that. Was it the padding and the straps?
Yeah. So the straps were 35 quid, and the padding was 15.
Well, that's not bad for a real steel sort of strapping in that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, fair play, mate. Nice.
And it fit absolutely perfectly, like the screws and everything all lined up. So the FMA copy is actually almost there. There's a few different things on it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting time to actually do a video for everyone to compare the two, so you can
run a comparison
see the
sort of thing.
Yeah, because I've literally got, this is the fake FMA one, and then my friend's real steel Team Wendy one's downstairs.
Wicked.
Still all wrapped up, all nice and safe. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll hopefully get that out sometime this week for everyone.
Yeah,
so
I must
have a proper look.
I would like to get a better helmet, because mine was like the first one I bought, and it's okay, but you know, I always get a little bit of helmet envy when because I bought it in black as well, which really kind of stands out.
Rattle can. Just coyote tan it on the sides.
Rattle can it.
Yeah, I went with a yellow paint pen, which possibly wasn't the best idea. A little bit of a homage to Squid Games there.
Yeah.
Fair play.
This way forward. So yeah.
But FMA, from what I've seen so far, with running this and a couple of other their copies, their cloning of real steel stuff is actually pretty good. Like, if I can get hold of a real steel part or bit of clothing, if FMA do it, I'd be more than happy to pay that, and they're about quarter of the price as well.
Yeah,
but I'm
play.
one of these wankers that prefer, oh, shall I buy the fake or shall I buy the real steel? Oh, let's spend the money and buy the real steel because I'm an idiot.
See, I do get it. If you're gonna run a helmet all the time, if you're gonna go every event, your loadout is a helmet loadout, and
I do run
you want to run
more.
that, then you want to spend the sort of money on a real steel helmet and all the bits to go with it. Then that's fair enough, you know, crack on. But for me, I rarely wear it, and I'm just not gonna sort of spend that sort of money on that sort of gear. I'd rather spend it on something else. You know what I mean? And sort of secures me a few more items rather than just outlaying. Because it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Lots of money for one of them. But yeah, like I said,
you change the padding. You change the padding inside. It feels the same.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and it's obviously a little bit more easier on the neck because it's a bit lighter. Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, that's the thing ultimately, isn't it? I mean, you don't need the full ballistic rating and stuff. I mean, I get that people wear it for a little bit of, I guess, realism or immersion or anything like that, but you don't need ballistic rating. It's not gonna make it'll probably act as a detriment, to be fair.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
But a lot of
obviously it's going to offer you more head protection. It's like a bump cap sort of thing. If you do go crashing through a door or smash your head on something, you're going to have more protection from a proper real steel helmet than you are a fake. But don't get me wrong, they are hard plastic. You know, they are going to offer you an element of protection. How much, I don't know. I mean, I've certainly not gone flying and sort of cracked my head or masonry's fallen down and smashed onto the top of my helmet. But
you know what? I might buy a cheap one and just keep piling weights onto it until it breaks.
Yes, it just drop different weights. I'll take my lid to the gym and just drop like from 2.5 kilos up to 20 kilo plates on it till it's shattered.
No,
see what happens.
I think you find what you've got to do is wear it and then jump out of various heights to see how long it protects your head
first.
Okay, right. Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Anvil makes a good point that if you're going to run a proper night vision, it's probably worth getting a real helmet for a decent shroud, straps, and padding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's why I went with that one because that's got a CNC copy of a real steel, and it holds my night vision absolutely fine in that. Like,
nice.
I've never had a problem with any wigglings or movement at all.
Ryan says most helmets are not ballistic, only bump. Real ballistic helmets are 1500 plus.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bump's getting more and more popular because like the Team Wendy is a bump helmet, so it's just a thick plastic, so it'd never stop a bullet. It'd never.
Cool.
But like Lance said, if you run into a wall head first, it's going to stop you from cracking your skull.
Stop you from necessarily ruining your head, but maybe not your neck. Right, so I'll let the last few comments come in. I think next week we're going to be doing a general Q&A. So if you have any questions, then feel free to jump on the socials. You can get in touch with us on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, or our website at novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. You can also join us on Reddit. We're on the Airsoft and MilSim pages on Reddit as well now. And you can also contact us on our own individual Instagrams if you'd like. So they're respectively below us there.
I know a few guys have messaged me in regards to prescription. And I said wait for today, but if you have any more questions, just drop me another message. Hopefully I've answered some of your questions today. If not, as I said, just give us a shout. I will help my fellow Four Eyes out.
Got the Four Eyes.
I'm going to be... I want to thank Stony Strikes as well for getting in touch, because I do want to be looking at these block EyePro. Thanks for putting me onto those. I'll give those a go. Ryan says, Lance, drop me a message if you need a replacement lenses for the Sawfly.
Ooh.
There you go.
My guy.
Ryan's a source.
Yeah.
We've got a new saw.
Have they? Do they do the orange for the sawflies?
What, the yellow
is it only yellow?
Orange.
Yeah. Do they do like an orange?
Not seen an orange lens. I've seen the yellow.
Because I've got orange for them, and then the yellow. And
okay. Yeah. No,
I prefer this orange.
Revision Sawfly do a max wrap lens of orange, apparently.
Because I prefer the orange over the yellow. I think they're a lot. I think it's.
For darker woodland and stuff like that. See, I like them yellows in darker woodland. Is immense. It's like HD. Yeah. It's awesome. Love that.
Yeah, that was a game changer. That little tip. Love that.
Right. I'm gonna have to bug out a sec because the dog's chasing deer now.
No worries. Well, we probably better go anyway. So thanks ever so much for joining us. So next week we'll be doing a general Q&A. We'll be back at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. In the meantime, have an excellent weekend and say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye. Stay NoFo.
Stay NoFo. Ciao.
I don't know if anyone's noticed. No one's actually said anything. We've changed our background in the last couple of episodes. I've actually made a November Foxtrot camouflage pattern.
Yes.
So
little foxy heads.
Had a little
Zoom
bit
in.
of fun with that.
Have a little look.
Yeah, there you go. Little bit of an Easter egg. Cool. See you later.
See you
Ciao, guys.
Ciao.